hello. Second time in a week I'm online, and I am going to talk again. Hopefully, if my lungs do not give out. But what is there to talk about, eh? What is it? Well, it's not going to be Robbie Williams. I'm going to finish that another time. It is going to be a new album, an album from this year that I think is good. And I thought it might make sense to start, as I did the whole thing, starting with a look at OK Computer. I think I can probably start this one with The Wall of Eyes by Smile, The Smile. And yeah, what's this crazy thing got in store? I'm going to try and get through all of it in 2 hours. It's 45 minutes long, so that's not going to give me a massive amount of time to talk about everything, but I will try and do it in like 1 minute chunks, just listening to a minute and then going over what's going on there. Let's try it and let's see if it works. Okay, so that's more or less a minute. Well, there's not much in there. There's 3 instruments. Tom York singing, John Greenwood's guitar, and oh, shame on me, looks it up. I can't remember who's playing drums. Let's just check. Oh dear. Tom Skinner, apparently. Oh, from Sons of Kemet. Cool. Yes, very cool kind of performer. Lovely stuff. Let's just check he's still in them. Yeah, looks good. Okay. Yeah, so Tom York, Johnny Greenwood, and Tom Skinner. And so, what's going on with each of those instruments? Well, Tom York is doing his classic, relatively short phrases, kind of high range, but not that high. It's like, well, in fact, it's not that high really. It's like mid, baritone range up to about this C. Johnny Greenwood is playing an acoustic guitar, which is a little bit out of character, although more recent Radiohead albums have had more acoustic on them, I suppose. And frankly, I mean, there's acoustic stuff on the Bends. I can't remember if there is on Pablo Honey, but certainly he has played acoustic guitars previously, but he's much better known for the electric guitar work. But nonetheless, so we've got 10 beat bars going on here, so it's like 1, 2, I think we have C minor, G minor for a bit, A flat. All of that sort of keeps in the C minor, alien minor, natural minor feel, but then we do have an F major. Which is nice. Goes between the F major and the C minor quite a few times. And the drums are very far back and shrouded in reverb. They feel very mysterious, and they're very sparse in comparison to what's going on in the guitar. The guitar is taking up most of the rhythm work and the harmonic work, and it feels like it's getting somewhere. So it feels like it's starting out sparse, but it's going to build. Let's see if it does. Sorry, we did also have an A minor chord, which doesn't go with C minor, of course, but actually, as we've got here, this is a C major chord, and it's actually played with a G in the bass as well, which is nice, just to add a little bit more depth to it, especially when we've not got any bass in just yet. Okay, I should probably stop here because this is the most recognisable bit of this song. No. Is it that? Ah. Yes, because that's in the other part. Got a very, very high string line that's come in. It's up there. And it just comes down there. And the guitar, so it sort of holds this note, which is a G. Well, the guitar now, I'm not going to go over all the idiosyncrasies of the harmony, I would be here forever, but we're playing a B flat 6 chord in a very bossa nova style, by the way, and then it goes down to this A flat major 7 chord, and then up to a B minor chord, but the G is still held by the guitar. Now it comes down in the top part, and so that's why it feels like this B minor chord, but the G is still there in the guitar. So we get this dissonance of a major 7th like that. Really unresolved chord there. It happens a couple of times and it's very, very iconic. It's a really cool thing. So we've had shades of lots of different harmonic places here. C minor was our sort of root to begin with. Then we did get a bit of C major, which was nice. I think we got some other things on the way, but they have passed out of my brain. And then we get this very recognizable thing here, which is really cool. Yeah, very good. Anyway, carrying on. Oh, it's actually on a different note there. Let's just check it wasn't on that note the whole time. No, okay, there it goes. It was on a different note. So as it's going down to a different note there, we don't have the dramatic tension with this, but because we've set up an expectation from this, it still kind of feels like that's the chord we've got, even though this is resolved to an uncontested note of B, and the G still remains a little bit of a contest. Interesting. Oh, although that is actually entirely different, isn't it? Yes, that's an E minor now. So forget about me. Now, let's just check again that that wasn't what it always was. No, so that's a B minor with an added flat 13, but then we are getting something different here. It's a very similar pattern actually, but we don't have that extra bit of confusion carrying on. So before it was B flat 6, A flat 7, B minor with the added 13th. And now we're looking at E flat 6 to D flat major 7 and then to E minor. So it's a very similar kind of pattern. It's in a different key, but has a very similar feeling. The high string note is even higher though, which is yeah, really scraping the barrels of your ears there. Other than that, okay. Other than that, there isn't actually that much going on in the general spectrum. We built up a little bit of drums. We're coming back down now, and the other thing that came in, other than the violin and Tom York changing the range a little bit, was just a little bit of distortion on a few different things, especially on Tom's voice, but also occasionally on the drum track. There was just some extra crackliness. Yeah, what's that for? Maybe just to make it a more exciting soundscape, but also maybe to add a little bit of mystery or distrust or disquiet maybe. Anyway, carrying on. So we're back in our original verse position now in the C minor, but we do have a little bit of a thicker production, more going on in the drums, more going on in the augmentation of the drums, and also we've got a long violin line. And some lower strings as well now. Okay, and this is what happened before. Okay, and here is our iconic section. But we've got some extra, what sounds like flutes actually. Just in the left ear from what I can tell. Okay, so here another tom has come in going 2, 3, 4 or something similar to that. Yeah, he's counting the beats, which okay, I guess he's earned it. It's not as if this is the first song he's made in 5 or 10. I think there's 10 beats if you're counting them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and if you're counting them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 5. You can count it either way. For me, it came naturally as 10, but whatever. If it's 5 to them, that's fine. It's the same. You can divide one by the other. Okay. So very similar section here. But we're in a slightly different key. We're lower. In as much as we're ever in a key here. Okay, and that has actually brought us back to that end of verse section. So we should go back into our iconic section very soon. But we're not doing that. Oh, there is bass in here now as well. And now some very weird guitar lines. So whereas everything else, the bass, the violin, they're all fitting in the tonal centers that we're occupying, even when we're not necessarily. So like if we've got this A flat 6, we can't have A flat and A minor in the same place. We just shift. The harmony shifts around that moment, and you get this sort of whoa in your mind. Like if you have ever eaten a Kit Kat chunky peanut butter, and then after you do that, you just straight away eat a picnic. It's exactly the same feeling, and it's great, and I recommend it. It's like, wow, my mouth is shifting mode. It's really good, and this is what it's doing the same thing for your ears. So these guitar lines, we've got at least 2 of them. The violin is now playing octaves lower. Oh, there we go. It's actually probably more than one violin. But they feel really random. They're entirely undeliberately matching up with the harmony. So they feel totally out of kilter with everything else going on. And they're not in time either, so there's really nothing binding them to everything else that's going on. They feel just like the world is expanding into a really uncertain domain. Yeah, they're very, very atonal with everything else. But everything else keeps going on, although it may be fading out. Certainly, there's only the flutes as far as I can see carrying on. And there was the guitar, and that's all stopped. And we just drift off into nothing. Nice. Okay, Teleharmonic. Okay, so we've got a very aimless, which I mean in a good way, intro. Just these particular chords played across 1 or 2 synthesizers, maybe more, which are molding in and out of what's taking focus, what frequencies are present. They're all going through these filter dynamics, taking out different parts of the frequency spectrum to make it shine or make it muted, make it darker. Yeah, it's going through a few different places, as is classic, indicative of deliberacy and occupying a strange space that's hard to describe effectively. But yeah, with this shifting kind of stuff, we're getting an ambient kind of feel. It's deliberately putting you in a particular mood.
Will I make the morning? I don't know.
Just simple pentatonic melody there, but with big reverb on the voice. Okay, the drums have come in. So we seem to be in 4, quite fast 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Boom, da, da, boom, da, da. So we're emphasizing kind of the first beat, the 2 and the 4 beat. So that's the groove space that we have entered into. It's very different to the chords, isn't it? The chords, which are just in this big miasma of openness. They're not too complicated either, but I will let a few more passes pass me by before I commit to what they are. So we've basically got A flat is kind of our main chord, but it only comes up once. Much more common is a D flat chord, often in first inversion. In fact, I think a lot of the major chords are first inversion. I think we also get E flat, also in first inversion. B flat minor. I think that might be it. Those 5 chords. No other instruments at the moment playing them, so it again feels sparse like the previous track. Okay, the drum groove is getting a little more complicated and a little less reliably one. It's a little more complicated than that. Listen to its subtleties and understand them for yourself.
Why are you taking me? Why are you taking me?
And now it's dropped. Oh. Very high frequency stuff, like cymbals, like a cymbal sweep kind of thing. And the bass has come in. And we've got tom in octaves too. Still a simple melody. But yeah, very, very emotive that he's singing in octaves with himself like that. Okay. So this is a really, really big difference from what we had before. The bass is so it's emphasizing one and, which is slightly different to what the drums are doing. And yeah, we've got these rattly cymbals showering over us in both ears, which is really magical kind of sounding. What else is going on? We've still got kind of the same chords, but the synthesizer, and it feels like just one now, is very different. It doesn't quite feel as warping. It feels more stable. Little lines there from a synthesizer doing that kind of thing, which is nice. Yeah, so the drums now are playing on every beat, absolutely, and it really feels like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. Okay, guitar coming in, playing the same chords. Yeah, really Okay, so we've got some R's in the background, laying the bed. They're kind of moving in and out with the same kind of warps that the synthesizer has. And then now Tom's doing his more belty kind of singing up in a higher range. Well, not as high as the doubled octave vocals, but higher than the main vocal of the song so far, and so yeah, it feels more impassioned, more meaningful. Also, clearly those vocals aren't just Tom, which is always a nice extra thing. Oh wow, I just managed to turn down my volume on my computer from my phone. That's very irritating. Tell me if I missed anything. Okay, so we've got the same washy kind of stuff. It faded out before. I didn't notice, to be honest. But now the synthesizer again feels different. It's much more of a present changing instrument than it was before. Before it was much more warpy and slow movie, but now it's moving much faster, and we've got the octave vocals back. And we've got some flutes in the background there as well. You thought you could hide them, but they're definitely there. Oh, okay, maybe you didn't think you could hide them. They're just twirling, just like those guitar lines in the previous one. Okay. The cymbals fade away. Even the synthesizer isn't that present here. We've got those flutes back now. The bass really and the drums are taking center stage, so everything else just whirls into infinity in this really compelling, satisfying sound wave. Yeah, I want to know. Where are you taking me? Okay, and then we end on the D flat, and it doesn't quite feel finished. It doesn't feel like either this F minor chord that could feel finished, maybe. Or maybe, now I know I'm home, hooray! It wouldn't work though, would it? Neither of those really would suit the song, so where are you taking me? Finishing that way. And the take is an extra note from that chord, and then down to the third of it. Yeah, lovely, lovely stuff, lovely ending. Okay, alright. Next song. Read the Room. Okay, I should probably have a look at all that. So, we've got two guitars, and they're doing very similar things. It's basically that. There's an open string involved, which is that, okay. Okay. And then they're really just following the same chord as each other in different inversions. Let me just find these then. Could be, I think. Let's just hear it a bit closer. It sort of feels like that's a pull off on that one, but can't see how that would be easy to play. Sorry about these coughs. Yeah. You could do that. But that's so strange. Okay. So the point is, it's moving up on this chord, and they're sort of, the two guitars are not playing the same ones every single time together. I think it's that one moves up, then the other catches up, then the other one moves, then the other one catches up. So most of the time we've got 3 or 4 notes of this 4-note chord, which is, what is it? Well, so there it is, a B major chord. But we also get those 2 extra notes on it, which would make it a minor 9 chord. B flat minor 9, B flat 7 minor 9. So it's a fun sort of haunting chord, and then it does resolve to a big E minor chord as well. So we've got some classic harmony going on here. Okay. And now we're back to this B chord especially. We're in 4 here, so nothing too complicated. Oh, maybe we're not. This feels like 4, but then we've got just 1 extra beat there. It's such a slow 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Okay. Yeah, so we really don't get long. We don't get long on that E minor. If you rely on the bass, it's basically A E minor for a whole bar of 4, but mainly we're spending it on this B7 flat 9 chord, B7 flat 9 chord, which is our main chord. Most of the riff is based around that chord, which is a very nice chord. And yeah, so this is just a classic 5-1 in a minor key that's going on here. So nothing complicated harmonically except how these things are relating to each other. So the highest we get up to is there. Yeah, there's definitely a pull off as well, but I can't quite fathom how it would be done. I'll have to watch a video sometime. We've got, okay, so the riff has dropped out now. We've just got, but we've still got the bass doing its cool stuff. Heavy bass, and the drums are really emphasizing. It's just pretty straightforward. Some very, very lovely drags. I think that's the right yeah, on the snare, which I'm really enjoying. Yeah. Maybe just rolls, but whatever. They're very nice. Okay. Total change now. So before we were I put the fun out. We were up on B and F sharp there. Now we're actually a whole octave lower. And what's more, none of the instruments that we had before we have an acoustic guitar doing us some lovely E major stuff. We have a couple of tinkly, one synthesizer definitely, which might actually just be a guitar that's put through a lot of delay or reverb, and then some other tinkly thing, like, I mean, it's not a music box. I don't know what it could be. It could be another guitar, to be honest. It could be the same guitar. Yeah. So that's what the guitar's doing, and then... Right. How would you do that? Ah, like that. I think that's our time signature as well. Which would make it 11 in a 4/4/3 order. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay, and now we're even lower. This is the same melody, but it's now lower. So in a similar way to Wall of Eyes, where we took the same thing and we moved it to different keys, we're actually doing a similar thing here. So we were da, 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 but now I think we're da, 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 da. It's actually, to be fair, slightly different. We were doing that before, and now we're doing this. And it's in the same, it's over the same chord, is it? Let's just check that. Okay, so that's over B and E. That's over B major, kind of. Yeah, just B major though. Okay, now this feels very similar. Aha! So it's interesting. That section, though it felt very, very distant from the previous section, it was actually in the same key. They just managed to achieve a real sense of difference through a different ensemble, different timbres, so not nearly as biting the sounds. The drums were much less present. The bass was gone. And then we had these much more tinkly, sweet sounding acoustic guitars, and also just an octave lower with Tom singing. Yeah, we also had octaves with that melody again just before the end. And there's some other nice synths, but then suddenly it's all nasty again. The bass is going a bit nuts, the drums are going a bit nuts. Yeah, wow. So it almost feels like these are extended fills, but it's almost no like standard beat. So why do you call it a fill? It's an interesting philosophical question with jazz drumming. When it's this caliber, we have occasional moments where we come back in with what we expect to be the standard groove, but for a large proportion of it, it's improvised and it feels very free. It doesn't quite keep to the important beats being emphasized in the way that you expect from a lot of pop drums. And so So yeah, you have this constant expectation that is being flawed or being driven past with no acknowledgement at all. Then what happens is that it comes in for those specific moments. And here, when we get to that E minor, that seems to be really where they're all aiming for. They're aiming for that one bar of E minor. And other than that, they're quite happy to flaunt the natural laws of timing. That said, it's not as if any of them are out of time. They are very clearly still playing in time, and they all know exactly when it is that they're meant to return to the thing. Anyway, that's that.
Knows what it wants.
We're back to our other section.
This goes where it wants.
So this melody, yeah, so he's moving around the same phrase in the key, making different versions of it with that, which is very nice. Yeah, those synths, the synths actually could be potentially instruments. Now I'm thinking about it, it could be some nice woodwind. Kind of sounds like woodwind. Okay. Okay, so now we're somewhere else again. And this sounds like it's more achievable to work out without the tab. Sounds like what it is. Okay, yeah. We definitely got, yeah, that open string. Just occasionally. And what key, what time's that in? 1, 2, 3, and a 1 and 2. So that's a 5 at the end with a 1, 2, 3 and with a 7. 7 and 5 equals 12. Divided by 2 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, it's 6. It's 6. But when I say it's 6, it is kind of divided constantly into 7 and 5. So it doesn't really feel like a 6 very easily. If only we had Tom talking over it, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that would clear everything up. Also, we are in a different key here, or a different tonal center anyway, which was A, or yeah, I would say A. But we're playing a bit with that. Yeah, so this version of the riff fits quite nicely in just like an A major or whatever. It's only got 3 notes of the, arguably 4 notes of the key, but then we have a change of place. What's going on there? So that's quite nice. But then, yeah, okay. So it's actually just moving the kind of shape up on the strings. Sure that's what's going on. Yeah. It's a little bit more complicated, but not much. So that means that we go from quite a nice major with an occasional Mixolydian feel to it to very, very Phrygian kind of sound, which is fun. Very, very long notes for the melody. Contrasts with everything else going on, and it's a really classy technique. Okay, getting the big guns out. Got some extra guitars coming in, making things very complicated. The drums almost seem against everything else now. They almost feel like they're just going boom boom da da dum boom da da dum, while everything else soldiers on in that 7 and 5. But that is actually just a little bit of a misnomer, because they keep putting in an extra beat, if you hear that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So it's 11 overall there, which is quite fun. Which suggests I counted something wrong. Hold on a moment. Hi there, sorry, I thought I heard someone call my name, but I did not. So, where were we up to? Is it that end bit that I'm miscalculating? Yes, it is. Yeah, so it's actually 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. I swear it has changed. Let's just check that. Oh no, it hasn't. Yeah, it's just been me. I've been putting in extra time there. No, not like that. Yeah, more like that. There's also a slide in there that I can't quite work out. But whatever, let's skip on. Yeah, all very psychedelic. But now it's interesting, isn't it? Just the lack of the cymbals there makes so much difference to the ensemble. But suddenly we're tick 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 instead. Nice, and again we've got those octave vocals, and in fact they're using the same notes more or less as we had in the previous track as well. Okay, moving on. Did you notice the explicit stuff in there? I didn't. Oh gosh, what is going on here? Okay. Where's that? Ba-da-da. that's not hard, but what is hard is that there's clearly a pull off. That's top string. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's hard. Surely not. Okay. So it's that, and then it's that on another string. And then that. Gosh. Really? Okay, that is an open string, surely. He's coming back to that so much. I guess it could just be there, and then you're just moving your hands so much. That's really fun. Yeah? Ooh. Sometimes it's there. Gosh, well, this is cool anyway. It's a cool riff. That's definitely that. So it's not a pull-off. I think some of them definitely are. But that can't be. That must be that. Gosh, it might not be. It might just be simple. But then, how would you... Anyway, we've got that open string, that E, that is our kind of holding us to everything. But we're in A minor broadly. We've got some downwards harmonies like this, mainly, yeah, looking at A minor, G, F, and E major with generally the D sharp, not D sharp, G sharp in the bass. By bass, I don't mean the actual bass, which seems to mainly be doing a riff like, and then on the E. Oh, I haven't said, but we are in 5. We must be in 5. So yeah. Tom's singing much lower than normal. Okay, now it's coming. Yeah, I really like that. So we start with what's basically a F major tonality, kind of E minor, let's not call it E minor. It's probably A major, A minor really. D minor, and then the important bit, D minor to the A major tonality with the C sharp in the bass. Lovely stuff. Classic. Very, very classic. I really like the slides in the riff there, but I'm talking too much about this one. Some octaves as well in the vocals again, but they feel lower than normal. You sing, and it's nice how it suddenly becomes really legato and full there, and the drums are helping us there as well. This is actually the same as 2 + 2 = 5. They even wait longer on that chord, which is a little bit of disappointment. It doesn't then go continuously like that, but that particular part is really very much the same. Very dark harmony there, not sure exactly what was going on there. Maybe a B flat kind of tonality, or G minor. Yeah, the bass is doing a scale up, which is confusing everything. Oh, a very nice chord. Oh yeah, F sharp, F major 7 chord, lovely. And then yeah, that's the B flat. So now we're in a kind of A major tonality, which we'd hinted at before. But isn't this texture weird? We've just got 2 guitars and now tom and reverb. And it feels almost like the classical imitation that you would get in the 60s from bands like Fairport Convention or Big Brother and the Holding Company. It kind of feels like that kind of space classical. But now that the drums and bass have come back in, it feels much more driving, much more like a different kind of thing. And the bass is just playing A and then a high G. Yeah. Wow, that ride cymbal has gone crazy in the delayed reverb. Okay, I think we've got a pattern of unusual amounts here. Oh, but no, actually, it feels like 16, actually. No longer feels like 16. The bass is doing more complicated things now as well. Yeah, everything is just flying around your eardrums. The only 2 things that keep it grounded are the bass and the drums. Ooh, some just like scratchiness there. Okay, bass and drums both stop. Atmosphere. What's high voices? Okay, there's a low note just coming there on the A, giving us a major kind of tonality through all the noise. There's a really high, or a really present C sharp there, which is now just changed to a D. There's a G lingering on to what sounds like loads of computer noises, just boop-a-doo, coming in and out. Well, it's a slightly freaky, nonetheless comforting kind of place. Okay, there's the B flat tonality, which has crept in this wash of noise. Oh, woo! The B and an A and a snare roll there. Okay, some more harsh tones killing the vibe. Snare drum is coming back. Everything's building. But we feel very A, but in a darker kind of place. Not quite B flat dark, but still dark. Building. Oh, cacophony. Yeah, a sudden swell and then nothing. Friend of a friend.
I can go anywhere that I want.
First one with a swing feel to it. That's nice. And we've just got Tom on the bass and the voice.
Just gotta turn myself inside out, back to front.
Okay, and a piano for the first time as well.
Cut out shapes and worn out space. Add some spark
Drums have come in.
to create the right effect. They're all smiling, so I guess I'll stay.
Okay.
At least till the disappointed have eaten themselves away.
This is, by the way, a very classic clave. It's 5/4 and it's the sorry. I get these. Do you get these sudden, just death metal growls? Just can't help come out of you. It's not pleasant. But I've just got Satan inside me, I guess. Anyways, yeah, it's 5/4, and it's the same 5/4 that we get in take 5, for instance. It's the same thing happening here, and it's even in swing as well. So yeah, it's totally unoriginal, utterly boring. Feels very jazz, actually. Sorry I'm ruining all these chords. I can't quite work out what they are out on the fly. Okay, and here's a bit of Pyramid Song. Just walking that major chord up. D, E flat, F, G. Or what's the other one? Everything in Its Right Place also does a similar thing. So there's D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, and then D, E flat. Okay. So what's quite fun about it is that actually it's doing that, but it arrives, because there's only 7 chords. It arrives back at the D at a different part in the bar. We're doing 2 chords per bar, and we have an uneven split in the bar. We have 2 sets of 3 to begin with, and then 2 sets of 2 afterwards, and they look like that. And they go 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. Then we're back at the D, but we don't just start again. Instead, when we get back to the D, we keep climbing to the E flat, and then when we get to the G there, that feels really more like our new home. But then when we get back to the D this time, it's in the right part of the bar. Fun, a fun little feature, kind of like the thing that was going on the end of Read the Room, where the drums were playing what seemed like a normal pulse, and that the 2 things were fading in and out of sync with each other. Here, actually, neither is playing a normal pulse, but they're still fading in and out of each other by virtue of how they're treating it with the chord changes, which is just great fun. Really a good, fun, exciting pattern. You know, because patterns are really exciting when you look at them closely. You're like, oh my goodness. Like this is, you know, it's flowers. Okay, it's flowers. But like, look at each of the flowers, okay? Right, well that's enough. You've got the idea.
I guess I believe in an altered state. Rather leave their windows and their doors open wide.
This is a cool pattern, which is going by just a bit too fast for me, but it's basically very standard sort of thing, with just an extra added can't quite work out what it's doing, but it's doing a really standard pattern, but then it's throwing just slight different things in there to shake it up a bit. I might come back to that at some other point, but I can't be bothered right now.
Hear the telephone lines are always busy, unable to give a reason or a straight answer.
That's the main bit there. We get a D major chord after. Basically, we get a very quick chord going somewhere else in really classic ways. So the C, very quick G chord before an A chord. Then we very quick G chord before an F chord. Then we actually just go to the G chord for a bit, so we disrupt the pattern. But then we have a very quick B chord before an E chord, and then a very quick D chord before a C chord, and then another quick G chord before an A chord, and then a quick G before back to the D. We've managed to have 4 major chords in this pattern without seemingly changing key. We did actually, though. We changed key to E minor halfway through, and that was we would expect like ba 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 ba, but instead da da da, go to E there. Now that doesn't actually feel like a key change, but the way we've added in an F sharp, which we didn't have shortly just before, is really then going to be used a lot, and that's antithetical to what we had before. So yeah, a subtle key change, just adding in a lot of variety from a really standardized pattern of how to play chords together. So interesting thing. Challenge you to make something similar.
Buried from the waste down. Stop looking over.
And this is much more syrupy jazz territory, isn't it? But the string arrangements are kind of fun. The slides are really nice.
From our window balcony,
And then we're just back.
we take a tumble as
Very, very different feels. And then suddenly as this comes in, we've got, so it went from really clean sounding instruments to suddenly loads of, loads of cymbal sound, but also then loads of reverb and delay on Tom's vocals.
we take a tumble
Clean?
as our friends stare.
Whoa! Suddenly not.
Catch a piece of sun.
And we're back to our strange, always rising chord sequence with horns, with strings. Ow! Oh,
All of that money, where did it go? Where did it go?
really nice change. Sudden drop out of everything except the piano and the bass and Tom's voice. Cool. And we have something going on with an interesting set of chords again, and they are a sort of inversion of what we've had before, which was much more comfortable. And now it's like, how horrible, how sad.
In somebody's pocket, a friend of a friend. All the loose change, loose change.
Yeah, so I think it's and then back again, which is great. It's like, so D with an F sharp in the bass, G minor, D with an A in the bass, G minor with a B flat in the bass, A with a C sharp in the bass, D minor. So we've sort of inverted what we just had. And then a B7, no sorry, an E7 followed by a G minor. The G minor feels very different in that moment because we've sort of gone to D minor by that point. Anyway, very cool little sequence. And we finally finish on that D chord. Nice and soft. Resolved. Oh well, yeah. Who cares about a friend of a friend screwing us over? Not me. Okay, Dorian. G minor and and C major, and so easily I can be proved wrong. Just takes one chord: G minor, F minor, C major. So those two would put us in C minor quite easily, but we've got a C major chord that we keep coming back to. So both of those feel much darker than where we then arrive. Fun. And it's really interesting to hear the difference between the piano and the guitar. The guitar is seemingly coming through a broken amp or a broken cable, so it's not coming through quite right. It might have been with tambura, maybe. That's where you take your thumb across the strings. I don't think so. I think it's a deliberate effect made by computers. Yeah, no, obviously there it's got a slapback delay, but the just exactly same thing coming on the minuscule beat afterwards, not a whole beat. I can't think of the word. But yeah, it's just hearing the same thing exactly delayed shortly after, and then yeah, it's as if the audio cuts out in between. And it's passing in the pan as well, which is fun. Very trippy sound. And the piano is just clean, nothing wrong with it. Yeah, so that F minor is the only thing that is making us feel strange. Otherwise it's very Dorian feeling, very classic Dorian chord progression. And the drum, oh gosh, yeah, massive reverb on that snare. They almost feel like two different instruments. Oh, a really honky synthesizer there in the background. Feels very Mellotron-y. Yeah, you can hear all the squeaks from Johnny Greenwood's guitar, which are really nice actually. The bass is just feels like it's almost soloing. So we've had very little change in all this time. We occasionally have that F minor chord, but that's about it. The melody is all that's changing from place to place. Oh, whoa! What was that? Adding a 7 to that C chord, which is nice. Through very strange, and it's just gone. It's fun for the melody. Oh, yeah! All of a sudden, a change, a very, very meek change of harmony. A minor, and then we're totally somewhere else. Strings! Now the guitar is still doing the same thing, and the piano is actually doing very similar. But we're going between D and A minor. And now we're not, we're back again. So just a brief deviation there to the key a tone higher, just for a nice bit of euphoria. Before going down, what are the words around there? Leaning windmills, is that it? Yeah. Okay. Oh, the windmills! Whoa! Dude, did you see that one? Ha! What a windmill! And a dead drop bringing us back. Well, that's true enough. Okay, there's something going on. It's kind of robotic, the squeaks of the guitar getting repeated like that. It's interesting. Woo! And another sudden change up to D flat. And we're doing the same chord sequence, of course. it's got an added sus note, or added ninth note. Okay, but we're staying there with some very full sounding strings. Okay, yeah, we're still there. We've moved up a semitone. It's just a little bit brighter than where we were. And we've got these, yeah. Yeah, the guitars are doing some interesting things. And the violins are tremoloing, which is really fun. Yeah. I really do quite like that line. Adding the 9 to that main D flat major chord. Oh. Yeah. Okay, the drums are more present now. There's more tom work. And yeah, just overall more drum improvisation. But it's a very subtle change overall. We've been at a constant volume level for most of this song. There's never been any real peaks apart from maybe when we went to that D major section. Such a vibe, very much a swampy kind of feel. Yeah, and there's that bass again. Maybe it is soloing. Guitar chords have come down. No, sorry, the piano chords came down a little towards the end there, and the guitar obviously dropped out just before the end, which was nice because we'd had that sound almost constantly, boop, 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 which was really hypnotic but slightly affecting in a bad way. And so getting rid of it sort of just frees you up a little bit, makes the texture much clearer and makes it just a softer ending than if it was to suddenly change and suddenly stop right at the end. Okay, this is a long track. We'll do our best. Okay, really nice voicing. I think it's probably that of a major 7. Don't try and play that if your finger does not bend like this, because that with some fingers is nasty. Yeah, there's no other way to play that as far as I can tell. Yeah, and we've got that and that and that. So unless it's with a... It might actually be, and that might be slightly more approachable. No, it's not. It's there. Johnny! Make the party acceptable to all races and ethnicities and general guitar playing levels, please. That's not acceptable. It's just going across. Oh yeah. That's so cheeky. How? No, how do you do that? How can you do that on one guitar? I'm gonna have to move over to the one with even more easily bendable strings. It's just about doable. It sounds so good, and I wish it was more doable. So it's going between that, yeah, E major 7 chord. Very nice voicing. We've got some more cymbal washes going on. And then, yeah, that, which is just an A major chord, but it's got the boo, 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 which is so lovely, bending that string. Bending hectic. You're telling me. Changing down gears. Yeah, overall I haven't had that much to say about Tom York's melodies. They haven't been very interesting as far as I'm concerned. He's occasionally done interesting things with just bits of melody, moving it around to different sections of the key, but I wouldn't say he's made any particular melodies that are really recognisably good. Which seems harsh, but I would say, yeah, it's still the magic in the arrangements that's making these the most fun. So spaceless, or timeless, spacey. Okay, there's another tonality. So we had a G sharp major just before we came in there. The strings are back. Very sweetly soaring over our heads, like that plane over there. Looks just like a line in the sky. Yeah, if there is a time signature here, I am totally missing it. That is so cheeky. I love it. There's a B chord. B with an added 11. Back. Okay. So that can't be. It can't be pre-bent. I guess it could. That's nuts though, if so. Getting to that note. What are the other notes? Okay, it is just the two. Yeah, gosh. So it would have to be. It's doable, but I think you'd need a thicker neck than I've got, because I'm having to bend these outwards towards the outside of the guitar, which means that they haven't got much room to bend, and I'm actually getting to the end of the fret before I'm getting to the pitch I need to. So yeah, I guess it works for some guitars better than others, which is interesting. Yeah, there's our B chord with an added 11. And there's our G sharp major chord. Wheel is a fun little touch on the melody. We stay there this time before we went back. Ah. Oh, yeah. Oh! The hero's triumphant return. Okay, so this is a similar treatment to what they had on Wall of Eyes, where we've got one note that is sort of staying put while the notes move around it. We've actually got a similar chord sequence, especially between those. That's a F sharp 6 chord, E major 7 chord. Instead of going to there, we are now going to G sharp, back to where we were before, which is a cool thing. It's like a flat 7 chord, flat 6 chord, back to a 1 chord. Very triumphant and powerful. And then we move it to a different key with a B6 chord, an A6 chord, and a C major, C sharp major. There's our G sharp. There's our B, A. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we don't have a C sharp major. We go in the way that we would do if we were going to C sharp major, like this plans to go to G sharp major, but it doesn't even do that. Frankly, I'm talking out my ass. What we've got is F sharp 6 going to E major 7, and then we just jump straight to B6, A major 7, and then we get the G sharp. We are now in time, of course, as well. We seem to be emphasizing 1, 3, 4. Yeah, just going round and round. 2. Back to the E flat and E major 7 chord, but we've got the strings soaring up above our heads again, and that's the lovely bend. But now we're actually in time, aren't we? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, it's all a straight time signature now, which feels different to how it did before, but it's nice. It's definitely nice. Okay, there's our B with the added 11. We're still kind of emphasizing 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1. I'm letting go of the wheel. G sharp, and the strings become so much more intense and almost distort. There's some coming down, maybe some going up as well. Certainly becoming a swarm of angry bees texture. Yeah, wow, they're going all over the place. Ah, chaos. Oh, so satisfying. So if ever there has been a moment where you could say Tom York is emulating Matt Bellamy, that would be the moment. Just right there. I don't think that's what it's going for, and I think I don't want to aggravate everybody by saying that, but that is what it reminded me of. Especially because it's like doing the same thing as the guitar as well. Through a distorted microphone. Yeah. Great fun. kind of two solos. Such a thick guitar texture. And the bass drum is really loud now. Boomy, boom. It's maybe just one soloing guitar. And there's one going, no. Okay. And it just cuts. And it's left us on the A power chord. We didn't finish. Oh! Sorry, I spoke over it. Oh. So kind of end on a B there, but it's ending unfinished on the A. We were expecting to go back down to the G sharp, but we didn't get there. And we also didn't end on the E, which was our main chord through most of that, the E major 7. We just finish in such an angry, sad way. But wasn't it beautiful? That one's one of the best, isn't it? Definitely one of the best on the album. Okay, almost done actually. I've managed to do it all in 2 hours. Almost. Let's not speak too soon. Okay. So we had a bit of a guitar distortion noise to begin with, and now the piano's come in. Okay. So that's a cool bit of melody. So we've just got 2/5 coming in there with the extra top note. Was it that? Let's hear it again. Yeah. And it's in octaves too. So that was a 5th in the middle as well. It's going for a B flat tonality. We haven't got a major or minor third yet, so we kind of assume major, but whatever. We've got the flat 7 and we've got the 6 of the key, so we're looking at Dorian or Mixolydian mode probably. But hey, these guys, they don't necessarily want to keep to your expectations. Let's just have that as an expectation and let's expect it to be broken. Okay, so there's the major third. So we're looking at a little bit of a Mixolydian feel to this song. Okay. Yeah, just having a bit of folky fun with that melody. So, as well as the piano and tom, there's a lot of ambient noise going on as well. Maybe some drums. Yeah. So the drums that are there are through such a heavy filter that you can barely tell what they are. But it's nice. I think the exclamation mark in the title of this one is very funny. That was really nice for a moment there. We got from the piano while we had so they were in nice sixths, very very tried and true formula. Very classic thing to do. I don't want to say it's classic all the time, but it is. It is. Yeah, there's this kind of didgeridoo feel. Kind of thing. Really low down there. That was a nice B flat from me. I'm pleased with that. Oh. So that's quite nice. Holding this again in thirds. No, sorry, not in thirds, in octaves. So it gives us a bit of a minor tonality. Oh, I shouldn't have done that B flat. Not with my throat being what it is now. I can feel an incredible tickle. Okay, so we get the minor, B flat minor kind of feel. There it is. And then we get the major 7 that we haven't had through most of this. We've had mainly the minor 7, but now we get the major 7, leading us in a kind of perfect cadence back to the B flat. So a little bit of playing with modes around our tonal center. A little bit more of that there. The flat 6 and then suddenly the normal 6. Never going too far though. We've really got this pedal note constantly going through here. The texture did clear up a bit there as well when we got that nice piano resolution. But now it feels a little bit more busy than it did before. We've got some really high pitched kind of things going on. Maybe feel like reversed strings or distorted strings in some kind of way. Just reverb strings. Very high strings anyway. Oh. That was an interesting morph. A lot of the ambient noise stopped. We've still got those funky drums. We've got a rattly kind of shimmering and rattling. The drums have stopped now. And we've got lots of strings. Still just filling out this one chord. But it's a chord with a dissonance at the heart of it. We've got the B flat, but also the A flat. They're both constantly there, and so it's never feels fully resolved. At least in this section, it's really just, ooh, where are we going? Where are we going? What are we doing? That change coming in there and there, minor and the major, and the extra minor. Then we repeat. Okay. Doubled there up the octave with the strings, which was nice. nice fade out there. Cool. So, well, so I still do think this is one of the best albums of this year. I think that there's a real good variety across the tracks, different tracks approached in different ways, but the things that connect them, like, well, cool guitar riffs are on a few of them, octave melodies are really strong, the softness of Tom's voice, and then when it gets nice and hard, they're also good things about the album. The drumming is a constant high, but it's very subtle. It never really takes center stage. It's always propelling the song with everything else. And in fact, that's kind of true of the guitar riffs. That said, the guitar riffs are almost always the most interesting thing going on when they are really going on. So it's hard to say they don't take center stage. They're not made to be melodies, and in fact the only one that really has a guitar melody on it that I can think of is Bending Hectic, when we actually have a guitar solo at the end. Yeah, and then the thing that really unites all of them is this tonal foreplay, this tonal interplay between the main like tonal centers and then modes associated with those. So keeping the locus of this note, we then play around with those, all of those different notes. All of those chords have the same noting, it just occupies a different space, and so and some of the chords fit in different modal centers to others. Same thing here. Through both of those, keeping that G. So that happens through quite a lot of these songs. But then there's as well as those ones which have this real dynamic and passionate and emotional interplay between these modal centers, there are songs like Teleharmonic and You Know Me at the end, which does have a little bit, they both have a little bit of this, but then they have some much more straightforward chords, and Friend of a Friend starts this way as well. All of these songs, though, they go on journeys and they don't stay in the same place or with the same ensemble throughout. The closest is I Quit. It has a large proportion of the song which is in the same place, and it maintains that space until the end, except for those few moments where the sun peeks through and the strings come shining. Yeah, a lot of cool things. Overall, I think it is softer and less attention grabbing even than the previous The Smile album, and that may be off-putting to some people, but underneath it there's pillows of feathery goodness, feathery beauty, pillows of feathery beauty. That's what I'm sticking with. Anyway, I just realised that I should probably have gone like this for all of that so you could see my love face, but I didn't, and I'm not going to regret it or do anything about it except that I already have. Sad. Bye!